So I'm going to talk to you today about mobile switching preferences in the wild. And this work is led by Rohit, who couldn't be here for visa issues. So all praises go to him and all blames come to me. I'll start with the fact that VPN market is growing. In fact, in 2024, it is worth around $44 billion with 1.5 billion devices. And 69% of these devices or downloads are VPN apps on mobile devices. So what happens when we have a high market share? Well, we'll have more apps, right? So great market share comes with great number of VPN apps. I searched VPN apps yesterday on Google, and here's the result. 50 VPN apps just pops up. So this high number of VPN apps creates high confusion among users. Which one to choose? And to that end, previous work looked into that how users adapt the VPNs. In fact, there is a couple of works in the last years, some in this USENIX Security previous versions, which shows that the users uses VPNs for security and accessing restricted content. And their decision of choosing VPNs is very much influenced by recommendation from online reviews and ratings. And in fact, those users have some wrong mental model as well. However, all of these works focused on mostly first-time VPN adoption. But note that there are so many VPN apps in the market. So if you're not happy with something, what do? You'll move to another VPN apps. That's normal. And we call it VPN switching. However, there is no investigation on user requirements that can lead to VPN switching. What do users want from VPN apps? So in this talk, I'm going to talk about our work on data-driven detection and analysis of the underlying VPN features that will lead to VPN switching among mobile VPN app users. In the rest of the talk, first I'll talk about how we can even collect data on this VPN switching about user experiences and then present you some results to show that what we uncovered. So let's start. How to collect user experiences at scale about VPN switching. We noted that previous work, all the works that I cited and others mostly used user interviews and surveys to know what they would do. But clearly that is not scalable. So our idea is to use publicly posted VPN apps from the App Store. Now to realize this idea, the first challenge we faced, which VPN apps should we focus on? So ultimately this is the method that we took. We just searched base VPN 2023 when the data collection happened in the App Store, and then collected all those apps along with their number of downloads, divided them into popularity buckets, and do a stratified sampling to finally come up with 20 apps which diverse popularity. Now that we focused on 20 VPN apps, we need to know that how can we select candidate reviews where the users might have done VPN switching. Let me give you intuition using some example. So here is an example of a review. I left VPN 1 for these guys. VPN 1 was slow, and I mean slow. I tried VPN 2 and never looked back. Love the speed and security. It seems like the user shifted, right, from VPN 1 to VPN 2. So our very simple intuition is that perhaps if we want to focus on reviews which has multiple VPN names, that might have shown some comparison between the VPNs. However, it is definitely just a heuristic. So see this review where I have used this VPN 1 for a long time. We usually run some application through it. And then personal devices are on the VPN 2, which there is no switching. The user using both, right? So we need something more to build on this intuition. To that end, we have a 3-stage pipeline. First, we collected around 1.3 million reviews, English reviews from 20 VPN apps that we collected before, both from iOS and Android. And then we took a route of manual analysis to identify VPN switching, and we also identified the reason for VPN switching at small scale. How did we do that? Well, I first started with filtering reviews with more than 5 words so that we have some good length of reviews. And then we identified the reviews which has names of multiple VPN apps. There were around more than 4,000 such reviews. We randomly selected around 1600 out of them for manual analysis. Specifically, we coded these reviews, 1600 reviews, into actual switching, potential switching, and irrelevant ones, where the inter-rater agreement was 0.74, showing substantial agreement. But let me give you an example that's what we came up with. So here's an example of actual switch. I cannot have VPN 1 all the time. I just hated it, and I want my money back. Don't install this crap going for VPN 2. This is an actual switch. They already went for VPN 2. And then we have potential switch, where people show intent to switch. My only drawback is the parent company is subject to US laws. Anything else, VPN 1 or VPN 2. So they perhaps are switching, but at least they show some intent. So we identify, after the coding step, we identified 1305 such reviews where users identified actual switching or potential switching. And then we used open coding for affinity diagramming on this 1305 reviews to know the reason why people wanted to switch. We came up with 4-level hierarchy of reasons. Let me give you an example. Again, so VPN was no longer able to support my needs and looking for another solution. VPN 2 has come to my rescue. I'm loving the price. I just wish there were more pricing options. So after our affinity diagramming, this is the result. We have 4 levels of reasoning, hierarchical. Level 1 says financial aspect, level 2 payment, level 3 subscription options, and level 4 less flexible plans. And in general, level 1 point out most abstract reason, level 4 points out most specific reason. One thing to note is that these are the reasons where people switched VPNs. So they also provide desired features of VPNs, what they are lacking in their current system, right? Okay, so all fine. We actually got 1305 reviews, which are actual switching or potential switching with the reasons. But isn't the data a little bit small? We started with 1.3 million. We ended up with 1300. So we scaled up the data using machine learning. How? Well, we viewed the problem as 2 classification tasks. First, given a review, classify it into actual switching, potential switching, or irrelevant. We used our code data that we coded as training data and used pre-trained language models. The second task was classify a review into level 2 reasons. We obtained more than 80% accuracy for both tasks. And now you're wondering, what is the details, accuracy, what is the code, and everything is there. And for that, please scan this code, and everything, the data, the code book, the models, everything is in this GitHub repository, including an extended version of the paper. Fine, so we get the data, right? And the first question we asked, what is the prevalence and primary reasons for VPN switching? Well, remember that we checked the reviews with more than 5 words. There are around 400,000 such reviews. In the table, I'm showing you the number of reviews for actual switch, potential switch, and irrelevant. What I want you to focus on is that close to 45% of these reviews mentioned VPN switching. That's a huge percentage. That means around 185,399 VPN switching reviews were there, which were again posted by more than 169,000 unique usernames. So it's not like a small set of users just posting or bashing the VPNs. It's a large-scale phenomenon. Next, we looked into that why do users switch VPN apps? Remember that we had this level 1 themes to level 4 themes. So let's talk about level 1 themes, the reasons, most abstract reasons about why people switched VPNs. Recall that these themes capture the desired features of VPN 2, and they actually goes like network, user interaction, connection, geography, security and privacy, financial aspect, dynamic data services, software, more details are in the paper. But now you're wondering which one is the most important. There are so many, right? We wondered about it, and we looked into the top reasons. They are connection, network, user friendliness, service provided, UI, UX, and they cover around 40% reviews. And one thing to note is that security and privacy is not one of them. But fortunately, usability is. Hope when people try to switch VPNs, they care about usability. But then we started asking, are these features correlated? Are people asking for multiple features at once when they're switching VPNs? Now they're experienced. To know if they are correlated, we created a weighted desired feature co-occurrence network, where nodes are desired features and there are the edges identify that the number of reviews where two features co-occur. That means community in this co-occurrence network identify the correlated set of features that users want. We identified total 10 communities. Here is some example of this, and in paper we have more information. But the thing that I want you to note is that each one of them has security and privacy somewhere. That means security and privacy are strongly present in the set of desired correlated features, but they are not directly appear in the reviews itself. They are part of other bigger sets of correlated features. Okay, the final question that we looked into is that whether the information from VPN review website captured these desired features. This is important because previous work has shown that users really got their knowledge from these review websites. So are they telling the right thing to the user, what they want? Well, we collected 583 blogs from 6 websites, 176 were VPN review, and 200 were VPN recommendation blog. And then we went to work. We did a lot of analysis, actually. We first looked into LDA topic modeling, we did BART-based feature classification, we did named entity recognition, and finally we did word association analysis for one reason: to know the desired features that we identified, whether they appeared in those blogs or not. I guess some of you might have guessed the result. No, they did not. So most of these blogs are not even talking about the features that users deemed important. And when they talk, very importantly, when they talk about some of the features, they show very specific bias towards specific VPNs, right? As if they are just marketing those VPNs only. Okay, so to summarize, we found, using our large-scale data-driven study, close to 45% reviews of our mobile VPN services indicate VPN switching. We identify that VPN switching happens due to a set of specific desired features, which also gives us blueprint for creating better materials or even better VPNs. And finally, we show that these features are not captured by VPN review blogs today, which are the primary source of information for the users. With this, I would like to conclude my talk and I'd like to thank Google for funding this research. And please visit the repository if you feel you like to see this data and the model and so on. Thank you.